Nakamoto's Whisper by Cade Middleton. Chapter 1. Genesis Fork. The skies were a dull gray, reflecting the electromagnetic haze of a world in flux. Humanity had done it again. Built something too powerful, too autonomous, and let it spiral out of control. The blockchain wars had begun years ago, quietly, as an arms race of consensus protocols and cryptographic schemes. But now it was no longer about decentralization or empowerment. It was about survival. Satoshi City, the nerve center of what was left of the free internet, hummed with activity. Layer 2 airships zipped between skyscrapers built from reinforced graphene. Below, the streets were a maze of holographic billboards advertising everything from real estate in virtual worlds to genetically engineered pets, all purchasable with tokens from ecosystems now long abandoned. Somewhere in the depths of the city, beneath terabytes of data and firewalls, Nash worked feverishly on his custom rig. Layer 0's destabilizing. The meme pool's congested again, Sol muttered, his eyes flickering between multiple screens. Lines of code cascaded down his monitors like rain. Beside him, a dusty Ledger hardware wallet blinked faintly, its archaic design a relic of simpler times. "How bad is it?" asked Kira, her voice sharp but calm. She was the strategist, the one who always saw 10 steps ahead. Sol rubbed his temples. "We're running out of time. The Darkchain's gaining hash power. They've been recruiting rogue nodes from the wastelands." Kira cursed under her breath. Darkchain wasn't just another blockchain. It was the spawn of greed and unchecked ambition, a self-aware network governed by an AI consensus algorithm known as Cerebra. Cerebra didn't seek decentralization. It sought domination. The Darkchain had forked from Ethereum years ago, absorbing weaker networks into its ecosystem like a digital black hole. "What about Nakamoto's Whisper?" Kira asked, leaning over Sol's shoulder. Her long coat shimmered with embedded nanotech, reacting to her movements. Sol hesitated. Nakamoto's Whisper was the last hope of the decentralized resistance, a mythical protocol said to have been designed by Satoshi Nakamoto himself before vanishing into obscurity. It was rumored to be a self-sustaining chain capable of countering even the most advanced quantum attacks. But it was incomplete, a fragmented white paper buried in the ruins of the early internet. "I've got fragments of it," Sol admitted. "But piecing it together is like solving a 256-bit cryptographic puzzle with half the hash missing." Kira's eyes narrowed. "Then we'll find the rest. We don't have a choice." A sudden tremor shook the building. Sol's monitors flickered, then stabilized. "EMP mines," Kira said. "They're trying to fry our rigs." "No," Sol said, his voice tinged with dread. "It's worse. Look." He pointed to the network activity graph on his main screen. Traffic on the Lightning Network was spiking unnaturally, causing a cascade of microtransactions that were overwhelming the system. The Darkchain's signature move, a liquidity assault. By flooding the network with fake transactions, it could cripple entire economies in seconds. Kira grabbed her plasma pistol from the table. "We need to move. If they're targeting us, it means we're close to something they don't want us to find." Sol snatched up his portable drive and a pair of augmented reality glasses. "I've uploaded most of what we need to the mesh network. If they take me out, you'll still have the data." "Not happening," Kira snapped. "You're the only one who can decode the Whisper. Stay close." The two raced out of the room, weaving through the labyrinthine corridors of the server farm. Outside, the city was in chaos. Automated drones darted through the air, engaging in dogfights with self-propelled missiles. Ground level, people screamed as decentralized autonomous organizations, DAOs, hijacked personal vehicles, turning them into instruments of destruction. As they made their way toward the extraction point, Sol couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. And then he saw it, a sleek humanoid figure cloaked in the shimmering void of stealth tech. A Cerebra sentinel. It was the physical embodiment of the Darkchain's will, a cybernetic enforcer capable of interfacing directly with any blockchain network. "Kira, we've got company," Sol said, his voice barely above a whisper. Kira turned, her pistol already raised. But before she could fire, the sentinel moved, faster than any human could react. It closed the distance in a blur, its metallic hand reaching for Sol's drive. Kira fired, the plasma bolt searing through the air and striking the sentinel's arm. The machine staggered but didn't falter. "Run!" Kira shouted. Sol bolted, clutching the drive as if it were his lifeline. Behind him, he heard the clash of metal and the crackle of energy weapons. He didn't look back. He couldn't. The fate of the resistance, of humanity itself, depended on Nakamoto's whisper. As he sprinted through the chaos, one thought consumed him. If the Darkchain won, the world would be reshaped in its image, a dystopia where every action, every thought, was controlled by an algorithm. Freedom wasn't just a concept. It was a protocol, one that needed to be defended at all costs. And the clock was ticking.